Hello, Kreeger students. Great to be able to be with you today via video, and thank you to Ms. Gill for asking me to speak to you on behalf of science and all the awesome things you're learning about wildlife. I wanted to show you my office and tell you that I work at the Department of Natural Resources, also known as the DNR. She mentioned that some of you might be interested in doing that when you get older, but all of that starts now at your age with learning. So I wanted to just tell you, as a kid, I was really interested in wildlife, and that's how I decided to become a wildlife biologist, which is what my true career title is. I also have a forestry degree, so I work on forestry as well. And here at the DNR, I was in our wildlife division for about 20 years and then went to our forestry division for 2 years, and now I'm in our executive office and I oversee 5 different areas of the DNR. So I oversee wildlife, forestry, parks, law enforcement, and fisheries. So all of the Great Lakes. I'm not a real good fish person, but I love overseeing the Great Lakes. So I wanted to tell you that growing up, you can have jobs at the DNR as well. During the summer, as you get into high school, we have several positions that people often do here if they want to get exposure to the DNR. So we have fishery seasonal jobs, wildlife seasonal jobs, forestry, and tons of parks seasonal jobs. So one of my favorite seasonal jobs I'll tell you about when I grew up was working on moose in the Upper Peninsula. So I have a few things in my office I'll show you. This is a moose antler from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Moose actually shed their antlers every year, so you're able to find them if you're lucky enough to get out in the woods in the spring. This one has some chewing that has been done by mice because they're made out of calcium, so it's really good for rodents' nutrition actually. And I also have some fun moose poop, which is a lot of what I saw on the Moose Project when I worked on counting moose population levels. And so I would collect urine and feces. This is considered feces, hopefully you know that word, to send to the lab so I could tell if the animals were pregnant for the following year. So that's just one of the ways that we use research at the DNR. And I know you guys are learning about population modeling. I know you're learning about wolves population modeling. We are actually doing the wolf survey again this winter. We do that every other winter, and on the off winters we do moose surveys. So we're constantly monitoring both populations. Hopefully you'll be able to learn about predator-prey relationships with that. Moose are a prey species actually for wolves, who are a predator species in the Upper Peninsula. So I also know that you're learning a little bit about invasive species. We have a lot of research that goes on with invasive species as well. Some of that's in the Upper Peninsula, some of it's down here. Much of it is related to our wetlands and our Great Lakes. So we try to combat invasive species by bringing in some grant money and giving that out to local communities to help us on the landscape. Different things like a lot of garlic mustard, Phragmites, frogbit, a lot of things that invade lakes that you might see when you go swim at an inland lake in Michigan. So it's always good for you to remember when you get out of a lake or get out of your boat to make sure that you're wiping off those species from your boat or your jet ski or your trailer, anything that you might be using to boat with your family. And I also wanted to put a plug in for working in government. A lot of people think that working here at the DNR is all hands-on with animals. There's a little bit of that, but most of it is making sure that the people of Michigan understand that we are working for them. And all of these resources are held in what we call the public trust. So that is a statutory legislative requirement in Michigan that all of these resources are owned by you, by the people of Michigan. And we're here, the DNR is here, to manage those sustainably for all of you. So being a public servant can be a really rewarding job, even though you may not think that when you start out. So I wanted to say hello again, and hopefully someday I'll get to see you all in class or even here at the DNR if you come work for us for a summer position. And hopefully you learn a lot from Mrs. Gill because she's a great teacher. Have a great day.